Hi ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to Genshin Impact. We're here checking out, this is just candy. We just got candy today, boys. We got, Kokomi. It's not like it's hard to say, it just takes me a minute to be like, Kokomi, got it, Kokomi. Mermaid girl. Essentially we got her teaser trailer, as well as we got her kit in greater detail, although we already kind of know it, but I kind of just wanted to shoot the shit with you guys and talk about how she might play out and all these things. But at first, let's check out. Also, we're not on the set because I didn't know I want to set up today. I already got this setup. I want to set up this and then this. Too much. So we're just here hanging out. Let's see Kokomi's teaser trailer. Let's see.
Hey, have you heard? She's the new divine priestess.
Whoa!
Wait, I hate
but
the gloves.
she's so young.
Doesn't make sense. How
Do
did
you
that
think
fall
she
off?
can really handle it?
Child princess type situation. Okay.
Remember, Kokomi, as the divine priestess, the whole of Watatsumi Island will be entrusted to you.
Pressure.
Though you may not be suited for such a role, from today onward, you must strive to meet the hopes of the people.
You're right. Governing is not my forte. My true skills lie in the art of war, focused on the single purpose of victory. Our aim is to hit the enemy hard while minimizing casualties. In this battle, Gobi's and Gogeja platoons will be decoys. If successful, we will besiege them. Otherwise, Swordfish platoon will flank the enemy and burn their provisions.
Okay. Child general? Weird. Okay. Huh.
Qualified to lead Watatsumi Island? No, I'm far from it. War is chaos, and yet I see the method to the madness. The people are unfathomable. How can I know what their hearts desire?
Interesting.
Please visit Sangonomiya Shrine sometime. I wish to talk.
Yeah, you sound like a baby. I don't mean that in a negative way. I just mean like, also, there was a part in the story where you were like, what should I give my generals? Maybe I'll give you another uniform or maybe money. And I'm like, oh, you're not good at this. But apparently she's like, nah, bitch, I'm killing it. All right. As far as being a priestess or being a bloodthirsty animal ready to conquer and siege, I choose this one. And I'm like, okay, a little much. I'll be honest, your demeanor very much doesn't go with that. More of a shark and less of a fish. But anyways, ladies and gentlemen, cute. Essentially cute. Although, I would say, I don't know, with like Ayaka's trailer was like very cutesy, made you feel like really connected to the character to some extent, like you were a part of their life, like you were their friend. Same thing with Yoimiya. With this one feels a little less like I'm very much a third party. I'm not even a part of the equation. I don't feel special at all. It's not like I need to feel special. Alright, now I'm getting tsundere. Sorry. Ladies and gentlemen, let's break down our kit. Full screen that. I remember when I first heard the brah thing, it was from a guy who like was a weird rapper dude who was trying to be thug, and it was like a breakdown on like TV. I don't know what it was. It's like that edgelord clips TV show.
Tosh 2.0 or whatever.
It was functionally like this guy who was trying to be all thug, and then he was in a gay porn, and you're like, well, this seems like contradictive a little bit, although I guess maybe, I don't know. Weird. Very weird topic. Also, I changed my lighting just a little bit so I don't feel like I'm getting hit by the sun every single time. So go team, feel like I can go a little more endurance, so maybe some longer streams, although it's more of a time thing rather than an endurance thing. Anyways, by the way, ladies and gentlemen, if you do appreciate us covering anything and everything Genshin Impact as well as characters, even though characters I'm not particularly like juiced up for, I'll talk about it later, but yes, I appreciate any and all support on the video. Thank you kindly for those guys who take the time to do that. Always appreciate it. Much love. And on to the video. Let us talk about Kokomi. She is a Catalyst user, which is not many in the game, or at least not many that can maybe be DPSs. Anyways, our affiliation is of course her little island that we just seen, and of course she is a Hydro character. Very much gives off the mermaid vibes. I don't know if she's actually a mermaid or if she like a fish person or what, or if that's just a cool little ornament in her hair. I think probably not an actual fish person, although we have many different kinds of people, so yeah. But let's see what miHoYo themselves define character, or this character as Kokomi. I don't know if that's very accurate, because Yoimiya, they determined her to be something, and she very much didn't feel that way. Anyway, still better. Anyway. Kokomi is a support character with an excellent healing capability. Sorry. Her elemental skill, Baka Courage, Bake Courage? I don't know, something. Provides sustainable healing to nearby party members while dealing hydro damage in a great AoE. Think Mona's ult, except instead of just doing water damage, it's also healing you. When Kokomi activates her elemental burst and enters her ultimate state, her normal attack, charge attack, and E damage are increased based on her max HP. When her normal and charge attack hit opponents, Kokomi will heal all party members. Interesting. I wonder what her best set's gonna be. I feel like you go Maiden Beloved, but I feel like that's excess, because you're gonna be building her for HP anyway. I feel like you would go honestly, I feel like you would go the shield. I don't know, maybe just 2-piece and 2-piece. I don't know about that one. That one's interesting. Maybe you go the Hydro set? Increase your attack speed, maybe? We'll see. I have no idea. This is one of those characters where I'm like, I don't really... I'm not getting it, you know? Yeah, so this is her talent. Also, let's back up. It's a little bit zoomed in. Sorry, me having to reshape things. All right, so this is her normal attack, the Shape of Water, it's called, but essentially it's just a... Okay, so that's her charge attack, I would assume. Honestly, this looks like everyone else's kind of charge attack. It does look like she's a caster, which can throw down pretty fast. Although it does seem like she's slower than Yoimiya. Nope, Yanfei. Sorry, so many Y's. But yeah, looks okay. Honestly, no, actually, I lied. It doesn't look that great. I mean, the charge, I can see like the fishies coming in, but I don't know. The main attack, which you're probably going to be doing a lot of, doesn't seem to be very intriguing. Anyways, can perform 3 pyro attacks, seemingly what's the basis for Catalyst users, unfortunately. Charge attack, hydro damage, and AoE. Nice. Okay, this is her E. So her E puts down this lovely little kind of jellyfish, which is going to do AoE damage. It'd be really cool if there was a way for him to also do Electro, although I realize that would be doing 2 elements, and that'd be a little too quick. Although it could get infused. Probably only Animo, but still. Summon your jellyfish, which will heal allies like we just talked about, as well as apply the wet status and deal pretty okay damage. Cool. Ooh, but this is relevant. Healing nearby characters to fixed intervals. The healing is based on Kokomi's max HP. Okay, so this is your base healing. I don't know if it's on 100% uptime, but just let's say it isn't. It's good. It's okay, but I think the good part about it is that it heals everybody. So no, it just heals nearby active characters. Okay, so it doesn't heal everyone in your base. I think that's her ult. Her ult, however, does. Her ult also looks super aesthetic. You have this beautiful raiment. I think, well, let's keep reading. So yeah, her ult, you cast this beautiful raiment that basically buffs everything that Kokomi does, giving her bonus damage on her normal attack, and also your little jellyfish is now glowing. You can see that he now has like an aura to him, which is awesome. You're going to be dealing more damage apparently, or seemingly. Oh, also you have a burst, so you're going to basically activate your raiment, and it's going to deal a bunch of hydro damage, and then form a raiment around you. Nice. Or a scarf, basically. The garment itself increases your normal attack and charge attack, and also damage based on that, but it's all based on her max HP, so you're still going to want to build her with HP in mind. So maybe the thing with that though is you can build like HP, and it's going to maybe like energy recharge HP, because she's not going to benefit from critical rate. So just having a shit ton of energy or health could give her a crazy amount of a base attack, which could be good. When your normal attacks hit an opponent, it will restore HP for all nearby party members. And the amount restored is based on her max HP. So not only is your damage scaling off your HP, but also your healing capacity is also scaling off of your HP. So go with HP percentage rather than healing percentage, because it's going to buff up your damage as well as your healing. Also, the effect will be cleared when Kokomi leaves the field. Okay, so one of the things that they didn't say here, but the designers, or in the last dev update, they talked about, is Kokomi is actually going to be the first character that has negative crit rate no matter what you do. I think. Maybe you could climb back, but I think she has negative 100% crit rate, and what they're doing to offset no critting, basically, is giving you healing bonus, 30 or so % healing bonus. and not like hydro bonus. So, all right. So this leads me to believe is either this character is a bloody sacrifice, like just like a, and like just fucking Kali Ma, all this shit. Okay. Because yeah, it just doesn't seem like she's cooking. But I think for that very reason, she's gonna be good on a base. I think because her base, because she has no crit rate, and because the only gain that they're giving her is a healing bonus, I think her base attack is gonna be nuts. I think her scaling on her, like, you know how Hu Tao is a great example. Hu Tao scales with her HP. So her HP, when you activate her alt, unlike Yoimiya, when you activate her E, it scales off not only just the base damage amplification, but your health scales it up as well. So you end up having like a really tanky, but also really powerful hitting character. They kind of sequence into the perfect placement. I definitely think that's also going to be potentially Kokomi. I think when you level up her talents, and it very much seems like if she follows the same path as the Raiden Shogun, where when you have her like level 5 or like talent level 5, it's okay. But when you look at her talents, each thing drastically gets advanced with every coming update or every coming advancement of talent. So it's like everything stacks on top of each other. It's not just one thing improving, it's like 6 things improving one thing. Anyways, I think Kokomi's gonna be very similar to that. I think Kokomi's gonna have a health scaling thing, so when you have her like talent 5, probably gonna hit okay, mostly just gonna be a healer. But if you keep building that higher and higher and higher, and it's funny because in Hu Tao's instance, the more you invested in the talent, the less health you needed, and the more crit rate and crit damage you could invest in. But with Kokomi, I feel like it's going to be different. I feel like if you wanted her to be kind of DPS or like another damage source, you're going to want to build her, you're going to want to give her some things at the beginning. And then when you get to her at the end, I think that's when HP is just going to start getting like, that multiplier is going to be like 40% HP is accounted for your damage now, or something stupid. So that she can heal like crazy, but also lay down bunch and huge amounts of damage, which honestly I like that way forward more. I like when a character is good, but once you level them up, if you have a favorite character out there and you super invest in their talents to get them all the way up to like 10 if they're a 5-star, or like 13 maybe, because yeah, constellations you can max them up the whole 9 yards, or 12 if you don't have the ascension. Anyways, if you fully invest in them, that each thing that they do gets massively propelled, making them better, crazy, oh my god, and then worth crowning. Because a lot of the previous characters didn't really make a difference if you crown them. It only increased their like thing by one tiny iota, and not by a big margin. So yeah, that's something to consider. I think that's the way that they're going to go. I wish to some extent they would have done this differently, because right now healing in general is just in a really weird place. Like the only characters that come to mind is Bennett, because you're gonna need some healing, and he does a boatload, as well as he buffs up your attack though, which is really good. As well as there's characters like Diona. Diona heals you, buffs your elemental mastery if you have constellations for her, puts a shield on you, and if you have constellation 2 for your entire co-op team. Yeah, and also generates a ton of particles. Also is a useful element like cryo, which can constantly activate melt, and she puts a giant area, and then she can also heal you. So like those are the 2 healing characters, and they're not the best healers or the best support reparative healers because they heal you. It's because they do enough healing and they do a bunch of other shit for you. Whereas this character seems like her main thing is healing. So I thought this would be a cool moment for them to be like, okay, we're going to rework the way healing works. So now there's over-healing. So if you guys have ever played like a game like Doom or like Rage, I think had it, something like that. But basically, you could overeat healing items like whatever. In this case, you would just heal a shit ton, and it would basically heal your health bar double. So if you had 20 health, you would get 40 HP, but every second a percentage of that would drop off. Or not every second, but every whatever the timer they thought would be relevant. So that would drop off. So that way you could also, in a way, have sustained healing, or have a use for having a stupid abundance of healing. Because right now there's no reason to heal more than like 3k. to be honest. Nothing in the game can really knock you down that fast, and if you can dodge, so you're probably not going to need it that much, and you could offset it by just stopping the damage from happening by increasing your damage abilities outside of that, you know? But alas, I digress. That was something I thought would be really cool for them to add with Kokomi, or just some other thing for healing, because right now it's like, again, like Chi-Chi would be in a good place if there was something, if there was a reason. Also, I just really hope they just rework Chi-Chi, frankly. Just like, she has talismans, make her debuff shit, please. Anyways, that's basically where I'm at. I think the character is probably going to be really, really good. So let me reiterate that. Right now, on paper, she doesn't look that great. I think that's because her scaling, like her talent ascension, I could see being absurd. Like the amount of HP to attack conversion only getting better and better as you invest in her, which honestly I think it should be the case. I think like every character, that if you invest in their talents all the way up to 9, should drastically scale up their damage. You're investing in like a weekly resource that can only be attained every week, and if you're lucky at that, you know, or if you have enough special converting material. I digress. So yeah, I think she's going to be great. I think she's going to be really, really good. Some people are saying that she might be like a Ganyu. I don't know about that. I think she could be good, but Ganyu is good because she has like ridiculous range and all that stuff. But we'll see. I definitely think she's not going to be bad. But even if she was amazing, I don't want her. so that's just me. I'm a bit skewed on this, but I think she's going to be great. I just don't have any interest. And again, they could add an artifact set that does the thing I'm talking about, like maybe gives you HP percent, and lets whoever is healing overheal. That might be something worth it. That's kind of how they made Xiangling just kind of pop off in the meta really hard, because she can basically just do like an abundance of she's just really easy to build now, Xiangling, and super, super good, especially if you just need some more damage than Spiral Abyss. She is wildly good. So yeah, I think all of that kind of works and makes sense for them to maybe give an artifact set in the future, but for right now I just have zero interest, especially considering there are some rumblings in the wind, a rumor from a guy who worked at Xbox, from my uncle's cousin's best friend, that there might be a really good character, potentially alongside another really cool looking character, soon. So, take that with what you want. Trust my cousin, friend, whatever. Are there any cute things in the story before we say adieu, or adieu, whatever it is? Oh, you know, she's a mermaid, I guess. Her island once lived in Atlantis, at the bottom of the sea. It was only by the grace of the god Orbox, I guess that's maybe a different god, maybe it's not the water archon, bringing them up to the surface that the civilization of our island today exists. Interesting. So it does sound like they're mermaid people. When the person was slain by the Electro Archon, its body was left as a skeleton, and its resentment permeated the land, giving rise to that yet it desires to protect was an island never faded. This will lives on in the bloodline of the Harada clan and follows each member from generation to generation. Okay, so I guess that's the kind of like subliminal story between the Archon quest also. This person's like, the Archon killed their kind of god. This is her like waging war against the person that took the god as well, maybe. The current heir to the bloodline is known as the Divine Priestess. The meaning behind this is such: to inherit the will of the god in a mortal's body, and to defend the land and its people in that god's stead. I want every person to have a goddamn, like a god, or like a basically a different kind of god running through them. What is also, apparently gods are not even that, like, you know, apparently if you're out here messing with fireworks, you just get fucking rickety wrecked. Anyway. High winds. An incendiary attack will be particularly effective. Reminds me of, if you guys have ever seen Drifters, there's like a badass, like Japanese general, like basically tyrant or whatever it is, overlord, that whole thing. Just like the death could happen easily right now. I don't know why I do this every time I talk about it. It doesn't make any sense. She looks, again, okay, this was the other thing. So I know how I said, I think they could have like really made her fantastic if they just addressed the weirdness of healing right now. And some people were saying that maybe they should, that's what people were saying, maybe they should just make an enemy that can bypass your shield. And if that's the case, I'd be like, okay, then we should get that too. Like, well, like, we still have to deal with wizard shields and shit. Anyway, Also, if you worked your ass off to invest in a character only for them to be like, gone, bitch. Your shield pointless. You know, there's 6. Unless there was a way to also nerf healing, then they'd both be getting fucked. But only one needs to get. Anyways, one of the things I thought would make her like easily one of the better characters in the game is if her raiment, her water raiment, was actually passable, like tradable to your other characters, because apparently it buffs up normal attack and charge attack, which could be useful to numerous characters. And yeah, but apparently it's not. Her raiment disappears when you switch off of her. So I was like, oh, well, like that to me would have been a clear path forward where I'm like, oh, okay, this character is meant to like heal your ass, meant to deal some good water damage, apply a wet stat to everybody, but also you can just buff up your other people. Fantastic, you know? But no, I think it's just she's going to be like a weird healer that can also be a DPS if you invest in her enough. Maybe even like a sub DPS whilst you're like waiting for your other characters' cooldowns to be unlocked. But yeah, ladies and gentlemen, this was Kokomi. Interesting character. I'm more interested to see how and the why this happened. You know what I mean? Like I'm wondering like what's her best artifact set? Who is she gonna work with? Like what is the intention? Am I right in the fact that I think that like she's like Hu Tao, who like drastically scales up her damage with each talent ascension, which I'd be kind of okay with. Like, you know, eventually if you level up to talent level 9, maybe that's when she's doing like 12k on a basic attack or like 15k on a basic attack, as well as healing you and shit, as well as applying a shit ton of water stats. All that stuff sounds interesting at the very least. But ladies and gentlemen, let me know what you guys think. Also, you're outputting. It's kind of like Raiden Shogun, where like your little jellyfish is going to be proccing with damage and mass wetting things. So if you have like Ganyu and you throw out her ults and it's constantly cryo locking things, and you have your jellyfish that's constantly like locking things down, and then you could switch to her. I don't know why you wouldn't use like Mona, but anyway, ladies and gentlemen, hopefully you guys do enjoy the rest of your day. Thank you so much. But alas, ladies and gentlemen, that was Kokomi, an interesting character. Again, she does like just there's so many like weird passive things that I'm just like, you know what I mean? Like even when Kazuha came out, I was like, this character looks fucking awesome. I want the character, but I have to stop. I picked a bad time to skip. I'll be honest. But this one, I think it also might be a bad time to skip because I think she's a misdirect. I think she looks like okay, but I think she becomes unraveled as we progress, and I think everything is limited. So she may not pop off immediately, but we'll see. I'm interested, basically. I'm interested to see how this cookie crumbles. But ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for your time. Also, by the way, if anyone managed to like or share this video around, much love to you guys. As always, appreciate any and every bit of effort that you guys give to me. I do notice it. I do appreciate it. And I cannot wait to see what she feels like on Tuesday. How is she gonna unravel? Is she gonna feel like she hits like a truck? Are they gonna scale up her damage like crazy? Maybe they're gonna give her a weapon that scales off of HP like madness. So she's gonna hit if she has her legendary weapon. I'm curious about all that, but let's see in a couple of days. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for your time, and goodbye.